fridge for until it cools?
Yeah, about 2 hours. Just let it set. Even you can set it overnight.
Okay, overnight, fine. You can make it ahead of time.
Uh-huh.
Take it out, I'd say 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes. Just no, that should be fine. Just check it. It should
Roll
be
it.
a little bit soft to the touch.
Back in the fridge.
Yeah.
For how long?
And maybe half an hour.
Okay, and then you're ready to roll.
And then you're ready to roll. Then you just get a ring cutter.
Yes.
You can use something like that, you know, like a ramekin or something you have at home.
Yeah.
Punch these out, and then you can take the extra dough that's left over, and you can re-roll it out again.
Could I eat it?
You can eat it too. Not supposed to eat raw dough, but
I know. You're,
I don't know about
I didn't
that
say
rule.
that, and you're not supposed to
No.
eat it.
Then you can move them onto the sheet pan, and then we throw that in the oven, 300 degrees, just till they're golden brown.
Okay, so you have some already made.
I have some
in
already
there.
made.
I'll go grab them.
See, that's perfect. Nice golden brown.
Nice. Oh, man. I have to say, I know there's another step, but I'd almost want to eat these.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to wait. So next is...
So next, cream cheese frosting. It's pretty simple.
How do we start?
We're dealing with room temperature. We want to put the butter into the bowl.
And can I just mention this too?
Uh-huh.
Don't microwave your butter if it's not at room temperature.
No,
It
don't.
changes the consistency
It
of the
does,
butter, and
yeah.
then your stuff doesn't come out right.
Yeah, your butter separates, and then when it cools again, it gets harder. So then we're gonna add powdered sugar here.
Okay. Now, if I were really nice, Bill, I would share with you my grandmother's recipe because it's really close to this. But if I told you, I'd have to kill you. So I'm not sharing.
All right, I'll have to fight.
But thanks for sharing
No
with
problem,
us.
no problem. We'll add the cream cheese.
Okay,
and now
so
we're gonna
really-
start using the mixer.
I can see why
And
now,
then,
because this would be hard to mix with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just do it on slow. We don't want it to splash around or anything.
Yeah, because it's the only shirt I've got today,
Yeah,
Bill. We'll be in trouble, let me tell you.
We can add more of the sugar now. And then you can add the rest of the cream cheese now. Honestly, I use this with so many things. Carrot cakes, banana cakes, you know,
Yeah.
these cookies. We prepared some ahead of time, and we've got some
Oh.
inside a pastry bag already, ready to go.
Yes.
I usually put a plain tip in here.
Okay.
You don't have to have a tip.
So you can cut the top of your bag and just pop
Yeah.
it out of a
So
plastic.
we're gonna flip over 3 of these cookies,
Not 4.
not 4.
Not
You need-
2?
Not 2.
That'd be outright.
Well, then we just have plain cookies, and you know, we really want to.
Everybody has to look at how perfectly you bake them. That's
So-
hard to do.
I think it's easy to do.
Of
but I
course
guess,
you do.
You know, maybe
Yeah.
that's just.
Sometimes
yeah.
you get them that
Yeah.
perfect. The crumble's gonna be beautiful. Okay, I'm a little crazy about baking.
You just want to pipe a nice heavy dollop.
You're gonna let me pipe?
Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm glad you did the first
Sorry.
two. Should I push down hard?
You should lift up a little bit. Yeah, perfect. There we go.
Got a hangover
That's
that one.
good.
Look at that. Okay, there we go.
So then we're just going to take the cookies and we're going to lay them down and just kind of wiggle them so you see it coming to close to the edges.
See, yours are much better. And it's
But
a good
no,
trial. And
You know,
yeah?
it still looks good. No one's going to turn that down.
That's it.
There we
That's
go.
the hero.
There
That
we
is
go.
it. That's what you're gonna
So-
make at home.
Because I usually wrap these and I let them sit for a few hours wrapped.
In the fridge or room?
Just at room temperature, because what happens is the cream cheese then even softens the cookie more. And then,
You were nervous there, huh? You thought the cookie might snap.
no, we're good. I think.
Oh, he
We're
was
good.
confident with
We're
his
good.
cookie. I will not let anyone cut that in half and share it. You have to eat the whole thing.
It is a lot, though.
I know, but it's fun. All right, we've got more coming up. You thought that was easy? Wait till you see the next one. I can't wait to do more. How did they get from a grape to a raisin? We're going to show you. It wouldn't be a raisin show without meeting the guy who puts them in your belly, or in this case, in all of the baking that we're doing today on the show. I'm really excited to introduce to you Steve Kister. He is the farmer, but he is a lot more than that. You're making it possible for us to cook with these raisins. How do you make a raisin?
Well, in the old days, they were dried on the ground on a piece of paper, but now they take about 6 weeks. We cut the canes in the middle of August, and about 6 weeks later, as you get towards the first part of October, they're ready to harvest mechanically. A machine actually drives underneath here,
that right?
and they just rain down.
So do they shake them? Do they clip them? I mean, how does it go?
There's actually bars that they just beat them, and they come off pretty easy, and they drop right into conveyors, go into the bins, and we pick up the bins and take them out.
You have to come through and taste it for sugar, like a wine grape?
We check them for moisture because what it is, it's just a fresh grape with the water removed, nothing else.
Now listen, I'm making sure that what you see here is what you can make at home, and Bill's already trying.
I'm trying to sneak ones in, but she's got me. But,
He's got me. He's got us. But we figured it out. We're going to share this next one with you.
It's the adult kind of dessert, almost little.
That's right. We need to mention that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go through the ingredients. We have
So we have pecan cookie crumbs, confectioner's sugar, cocoa powder, honey, golden raisins.
I'm so glad
There
you
we
said
go.
that. Okay, and
and bourbon.
as far as the chocolate goes, how much cacao is in there? Is this like a semi-sweet, sweet?
That's just a cocoa solid almost, like
Okay.
so it's
it's
not
just a
sweet
powder.
at all. Yeah, it's just powder, there's no sugar there.
Now let's explain this because this is the one I'm like, come on, Bill.
Yeah. So in my kitchen right now, we have a pecan pie on the menu, and we make a pecan tart.
Right.
The shell is made with pecan dough. We take the pecan crumbs, or the extra pieces of dough after we cut, and we bake that off,
love
and
that.
we turn it into crumbs.
Great.
The waste not, want not. you know?
That's right.
So, but you could buy pecan cookies if you wanted to,
Right.
and grind those up into crumbs.
What's in this?
So this
bowl?
is super simple. It's actually a no-bake kind of thing. We just have some toasted pecans that have been ground up in a food processor.
Toasted pecans on the
Yeah.
stove
Yeah.
top. Throw them in the food processor.
Yeah.
Vroom,
Yeah.
done. It's a little bit wet.
I didn't add anything to it. That's just
Okay.
the fat in the pecans,
in the
coming
pecans.
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do we need to add?
We're going to add the cookie crumbs.
All right.
Really, we're going to add all the dry ingredients at this point. So,
okay.
confectioner's sugar, the honey, then the bourbon can go in as well right now.
In here?
Yep.
Or did you want to sit?
No,
Okay.
I'll take it. We got the bottle over here. So.
When do I add the raisins?
The
When
raisins
it's
we're going to
mixed?
add when it's almost mixed.
Okay.
Kinda.
All right.
Actually, right about now, probably.
And
is
you
good.
have one that's done.
I do have one that's done.
All right. Let's
so.
show them what that looks like.
Once it's done, what you do is you take that mixture, put it in the fridge, and let
Okay.
it sit, ideally overnight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that'll help the bourbon kind of soften the flavor. Right now, it's as much as I love it, the bourbon's really
Well,
kind
it's,
of.
I was just going to say,
they-
man,
You can smell it, and the heat that when you're eating it, you know, it's a little strong right now. So
Yeah,
if you let it sit
too
overnight,
strong.
it'll mellow out a little bit.
okay.
And then also it becomes a little firmer, so you can actually scoop them.
Okay, great.
Even a few hours is fine.
Okay.
So now what we're gonna do is just scoop them, and then what we'll do is we'll roll them by hand to kind of to smooth them out.
Ah,
So-
okay, let me try this.
And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna toss these into the pecans and kind of
Pecans.
press them in there a little
I
bit.
was just going to say they're not sticking really
yeah,
well.
you could coat these back in more of the cookie crumbs if you wanted to.
Ooh, that would
you
be
know,
good too.
you could dip them in chocolate, coat them in anything you want.
So basically, right now they're finished. They're done.
That's it. These are the finished ones here.
I think we should taste one.
All right, sounds
you
good
ready?
to me.
All
yeah.
right, you guys, there's more fun, easy recipes for the holidays. If you haven't started baking, don't worry. We got you covered. Thanks to Bill. All right, let's try one. Oh, I love that. What do you guys think of the number 95? On a test, it's an A. If your car is 95% fuel efficient, you'd be happy. 95 is a pretty good number. Well, guess what? California raisins, 95% of all of raisins in the United States raised right here in California, and 50% worldwide. You are third generation farmer.
Right.
And how did it start?
Actually, my grandfather, during the Depression, he was a farm worker, and he drove tractor and irrigated on a field right next door, and eventually acquired his first ranch.
And then his son worked?
and then his son was a farmer, but he was determined that his kids wouldn't be farmers. Well, it
know
didn't
that
quite work
trick.
out that way.
Yes. Let's talk a little bit about sustainability. That's been a challenge because folks don't realize how hard you have to work and the expense keeping this going for generation to generation.
We're producing twice as much crop with the same amount of water. So we're conserving water. We're going virtually no-till.
Great.
It's better for the air, and we make less passes with the tractors. So it's environmentally friendly, but you're right. The hard part is the investment.
I like to say you grow them and the sun makes them nice and sweet.
That's right. We're harvesting the sun right here.
I love it. And this is beautiful. Trendy, this is what's going on. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
One of the funnest things when you're baking is to get that sensation of memory. And I remember in my grandmother's kitchen, her famous applesauce cake. The smells of the cinnamon and allspice instantly, even when I talk about it, it brings me right in the middle of her kitchen right now, today. And that's what I hope this next recipe will help you do. Guess what? You're a little bit late because we already started. Bill, tell them what we're doing.
So we're making a little yogurt mousse right now. In the pot, we've got cream, sugar, and salt. We're gonna bring that to a boil with a little vanilla bean.
Look at how much I scooped out of there.
And I'm getting some cream whipped right now. This is the last stage of this part of the recipe.
Tell everybody how easy it is to make that.
If you got an elbow, you can move it. You know, it's pretty simple.
We're gonna do this recipe for you in stages because there are about 4 stages.
Yeah, so we're gonna be making yogurt mousse and huckleberry parfait.
Is this something that you have at the restaurant?
Yeah, we serve it. We've got it at a few places.
We're almost there. Now, once this comes to a boil, what do we do?
We're gonna strain it into our yogurt. I like a really tangy yogurt. Actually, at the restaurant, we make our own yogurt.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's super easy.
Greek style?
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to ask you if I'm at home and I'm doing this at home? Just a plain Greek yogurt
Just
would
get
work?
a plain Greek yogurt's perfect.
Okay, and this, never watch a pot because it just won't boil for
It
you.
will not ever boil.
How's that?
That looks good.
Don't burn it.
So you're gonna strain that through the strainer.
We're straining it because you don't want the vanilla bean.
Yeah, in case there's any chunks of vanilla bean
And there
in there.
were, because that
Yeah.
thing was loaded.
Yeah, press it through.
I'm not a waster, man.
Yeah,
I gotta get
exactly.
all the little yummies there.
We're just gonna whisk that together. And then we're just gonna fold in the whipped cream now. We're just gonna pop that into a pastry bag.
No special tools required, really. If you don't have a pastry bag, get your plastic bag, put it in there, and just cut off the end of it. This is nice, though.
So,
A
got our
little different
glasses.
consistency. I might borrow one of these, Bill.
We're just gonna pipe a little bit into our glasses.
I thought you were gonna bite it off.
No, no.
I did. Yeah, that's one way to do it.
You wanna fill the glass about, maybe a little over the halfway mark, towards the 2/3 mark. And that goes in the fridge, let it sit for about 4 hours, and then we'll get to the next step.
Next step, it's a 4-hour thing. So make this first, let it sit for 4 hours. You're so lucky you don't have to wait 4 hours. Really, Bill, I have to tell you, and this to some people I think is nerve-wracking, but when you're making candy or doing things and you have to wait for the temperature to rise, I love watching it. It's like, come on,
Yeah,
go. Like Sweet Pita, you can get there, you can do it. I love it, really. And this is just,
Right now it's just sugar and water.
right, and we're letting it get to,
We're taking it 242 degrees, softball stage.
and
So-
it says that.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so we've got a little bit of time here. Now what are we doing? How are we putting this all together?
So we're making a meringue without fresh egg whites. So we've got
Oh.
powdered egg whites and a little bit of cream of tartar.
Powdered egg whites.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
So-
make those at home.
You can buy them at home. I know we've got a little salt, and that's going to go in near the end.
Well, I'm watching the candy thermometer.
Okay. So now we've got the powdered egg whites and the cream of tartar into huckleberry puree.
Oh, nice.
So I pureed it with a little water, thin it out a little bit, and we just want to get this homogenized again into here. Then when that sugar gets to softball stage, we're
Man,
gonna
I
pour
am
it
guarding
in
it
here.
with my life
Right.
because burnt candy or burnt at this
Yeah,
stage,
yeah.
you have to start all over. So I'm on
Yeah,
guard.
don't think you can proceed.
We're at 220, waiting for 240. About 230, what do you see?
230, almost 230. Yeah.
We are just below softball stage.
All right, and
you
this
want
is
to go
our-
play around?
Yeah, all right.
We're not there yet. Finally. Okay, and just pour it in
All
there.
right, so yeah, I'm gonna get this going, then just pour it in a thin, steady stream.
Oh my gosh, what this is doing, Bill, with the aroma is unbelievable.
Yeah, you can smell all the huckleberry now. It's
Yes, I'm your
Yeah.
huckleberry. I love it.
So now we're gonna whip this to a full stiff peaks. This recipe, you can kind of take almost any juice and change it out.
Your suggestions were pomegranates. Cranberries would be really great. You know, some people like chopping and cutting and being a chef, and I like baking. Because at the end of it, it's going to be nice and sweet treat. I'm going to bring up the glasses. Right? Is it time?
Yep. And then we just gotta put some in a piping bag.
And voila, we have a piping bag. But remember, no special tools required. You promised, and you were right. Maybe a candy thermometer, though.
Yeah, but you can get that at any department
Yes,
store.
you can.
10
You
bucks.
can. Yeah.
I'll be honest, I bought that one on the way here.
Did you really?
I forgot mine.
Oh, that's great. There we go. Look at how beautiful that is. You want me to take those, sir?
Sure, that'd be
I've
great.
got those, chef.
So-
Because at home.
You see how it's holding a stiff peak there?
Yeah,
That's
perfect.
what we're looking for.
Which is what a meringue does.
Exactly.
I've got to try this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh my God. Bill, that's so good.
So what we're gonna do now is we've got our yogurt mousse. We're gonna take
Yes.
our huckleberry compote. Just lay in the huckleberries. For the lemon streusel, you want to do that right before you serve it so it
Okay.
doesn't get soggy.
I'm going hog wild, man. I'm filling all these
All
cups.
right.
This is so fun.
And then we're just gonna pipe like a nice fat dollop of the meringue right on the top.
Oh man, that looks good. We're tasting
That's
this.
it.
I'm sorry. We worked way too hard at this. Can I pipe one?
You can pipe one.
All right.
Hold it straight up above.
It's better?
Yeah, just like that. Hold it still and it kind of forces the meringue out into that kind of domed shape. But yeah.
Rather than a
Yeah,
yeah stack.
yeah.
stack
But
or
you can
dome.
do whatever you want, you know?
Do it.
It's not going to change how it tastes. So.
No, it's not, and that's what we're gonna do
So-
right now. These are easy, fun recipes. You can get them on our website. Bill, here's your spoon.
Thank you very
Here's
much.
mine. Thanks, you guys. Happy holidays, and bake away. You ready to dive in?
I am.
Oh, I got a lot of those huckleberries too. Look at that. Oh my God, I'm in heaven. Hi guys, Laura here answering your online questions, and someone out there has a sweet tooth. The question is, what can I do with whipped cream? What is something different? Give me a neat idea. How about flavored whipped cream? And the fun part about this is you can pick your favorite flavor, whether it's chocolate, lemon, almond, peppermint. Choose your favorite and let's begin. All you need is 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. You're gonna add that to 1/2 cup of sifted powdered sugar or confection sugar. It's the same, but no lumps, so sift it. Make sure it's nice and fine. And then you're gonna add your favorite flavor. Since mine is peppermint, we're gonna go ahead and use 1/8 of a teaspoon of pure peppermint extract. Beat that together until it forms high peaks, and use this on all your favorite desserts. Sometimes I like to eat it on its own. Enjoy. In-season freshness is the key ingredient to making every meal taste the best. So here's a look at what's fresh around the country. No matter where you live in the country, whether it's the East, the West, the South, or Middle America, here are my top 3 picks for what's fresh in each of those areas during all 4 seasons. Here's what's fresh during the harvest in the East: grapes, pears, and pumpkins. Look out for heirloom tomatoes, artichokes, and raisins in the West. Southern comfort food, make only with the freshest ingredients like apples, corn, and kale. For you Midwesterners, eggplant, onions, and shelling beans are coming in fresh right now. So now you know, creating easy and delicious meals is a snap. The key ingredient is to keep it fresh. We're talking holiday baking, and I wanted to make a really easy treat for breakfast. It's so simple and fun to do with ingredients you probably have in your pantry. What we're gonna make is oat breakfast bar. We're gonna start with good old butter and about 1/2 cup. So all we're gonna do is melt this. This is a 1-pan quick recipe. Oh, there's nothing better than the smell of melting butter in your kitchen during the holidays. It smells so good. Now I'm gonna take it completely off the burner just because I don't want any residue heat. And then we add all of our ingredients. Oats, some crisps, sugar, you have cinnamon. You're thinking, okay, there was butter in there, but it's not binding together. We have a really great ingredient that I love to use all the time in baking, which is honey. That will bind it all together. But first, we're going to add a little bit of vanilla extract, a little bit of flour, our honey. Of course, my family grows walnuts, so I have to use walnuts, along with a little bit of fruit medley, some raisins, some cranberries, some cherries. We're gonna put it in my 9x13. There you go. In the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes, and voila, an instant breakfast. Okay, you can see I pulled it out of the oven. I've already started cutting it up and putting it on a plate. Make sure when you take it out of the oven, you let it cool. It may take up to 2 hours. The recipe is on our website, bringingithome.com. Another little tip, when you're cutting it, you have some crumbles, and trust me, you will. Don't throw those away. You can use them for snacking, or you can put them on top of yogurt or ice cream. They're delicious. Happy baking. Next time on Bringing It Home. Everyone needs a little Southern